Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today on Latakin's Nor Kitchen we're gonna make classic French crepes from the 1300s. That's right, I decided to make a historically accurate crepe, which means one made with no electric mixers, since they didn't have those back then. In fact, they didn't even have electricity, and all the social media was actually powered by candles. And even though it was hard to make and took a lot of time and effort, and my shoulders hurt like for 2 days, but that's fine, keep watching, because assuming you do have an electric mixer, I'm still gonna show you how to make delicious crepes. So to start this, the first thing we're gonna do is add in 4 large whole eggs to a big bowl, and then you're gonna go ahead and add a pinch of salt, to which we will add a bucket of vanilla powder, as well as 3 tablespoons of sugar. Now take a whisk and give that a mix. Alright, only a quick whisk until the sugar dissolves, and if everything's going according to plan and those are well blended, we're gonna go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of melted butter, to which we're gonna add 2.5 cups of regular milk. You can use low fat here if you want. And then we're gonna go ahead and finish these up with 2 cups of flour. Now this is a big portion, so if you are 2 or 3 people, use half the amount of the ingredients. And as you can see, I'm sifting the flour because sifted flour is much easier and airier than unsifted flour, which makes it easier to mix with other ingredients in our batter. So when you're making batters and doughs, try to sift your flour. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and blend these really well. A lot of people like to do this in a blender, but you know what? Is there anything worse than cleaning the blender though? Hate to clean the blender. So I'm just gonna whisk this really good, and it's gonna be fine. If you wanna strain it, you can strain it. And then once that's done, we're gonna cover the bowl and let it sit in the fridge for half an hour. And if you can't wait half an hour to eat your crepes, come on, I don't know, you have maybe some crepes problem. Alright, if you're thinking what to do now in this time, here we go, we're gonna prepare the chocolate. So let's go ahead, and in a pan, I'm gonna add about 4 to 5 tablespoons of Nutella chocolate, or any chocolate of your prefer. And to thin those out, we need to add some vegetable oil to it. I don't know, maybe 4 tablespoons. And then what we do once that's accomplished is go ahead and set that over low heat until it melts. Stir that down constantly, and if you think this is not soft enough, you can add 1 or 2 tablespoons of hot water while stirring vigorously until it's smooth and becomes like this. Now we're ready to make our crepes. You're gonna get a saute pan on medium heat, give it a little spray of vegetable oil. We're gonna just brush a little oil on it with a brush or a paper towel, and then you're gonna pour in about 1/4 cup and just swirl it around to cover the pan. Now this pan is too big. I should have like 9 or 10-inch pan. Well, this is a 12-inch pan, but I don't care. I only have one really good non-stick pan, that's all I have. But it works fine. So if you want to go out and spend more money to buy you a small crepe pan, you can. To me, this works fine. I don't really care about the irregular edges, because when I fold these up, who cares? Alright, now when the top is dry, okay, again, medium heat, it takes about 45 seconds to 1 minute or so. You're gonna flip that over. And by the way, that's a myth. You don't flip crepes up in the air like on TV. You just take a spatula, you slide it under, and you just flip it over. It could not be easier. Now that side, you want to go about 15 to 30 seconds, and your crepe is done. That's it. Here's another one. And if those, regular edges really bug you, you can cut them off. And when you flip that, you're gonna see some kind of little lightly brown blisters. That's completely normal. That's what they're supposed to look like. And then you're gonna go ahead and put those on a plate to cool off. Well, by the time you finish one, the other one is cool, and you put it on top. So you can buy those right up. Now this batch is gonna give you about 8 big pieces and 8 small pieces of crepes, because one of the shapes in my head needs small round pieces of crepes. And by the way, they're not gonna stick, don't worry. Alright, you want to wait till those are completely cool, and then you can stuff them or doing whatever you want. Or at that point you can wrap them up and refrigerate them and wait till you decide what you're gonna do with them. But anyway, that was just step 1 on how to make the crepes. And that's it. Once all our components are prepped, we can go ahead and start building them. So what we'll do is take your crepe and a spoon or 2 or 3 tablespoons of chocolate mixture, and we go ahead and spread that almost all the way in the center. And then once that's been accomplished, we're gonna go ahead and throw some strawberries pieces or any fruit of your prefer. And if you're wondering, sure, we probably could have just mixed those together, but I thought by keeping them separate, we would have a little bit of visual differentiation, and that was cool as I was doing it. So I'm fine with my choice. And once our crepe was fruited, we go ahead and fold the edges to form a square, then flip it over and set it aside. Well, that was shape number 1. I'm gonna go ahead now and use the same technique for the second piece with a little bit of change in the plan. So that was banana instead of strawberries. And then we go ahead and cover our crepes with our melted chocolate. Try to cover the whole crepe using a spoon or a spatula. Next is garnishing. So what we do to make this gorgeous is add in some lines of melted chocolate to the top of one, while on the other one we're gonna make a swirl shape. I melted that in a water bath in addition to some dark chocolate, and then what we do is take in a toothpick and try to run it through on the chocolate back and forth through the lines to give it that hurry-bung appearance. At that point, we're gonna add some fruit. I have here a little bit of kiwi, strawberry, and some white chocolate chips on top, some crushed biscuits on the edges, as well as some banana. Last but not least, I put on top Kinder chocolate, and as always, I forgot the whipped cream. I always forget something. But no worries, I took it out of the fridge and put that on the edges of the dish. Okay, so any way you want to decorate this, you can go ahead and do it. At that point, we're gonna make the small crepes. So I fill that with some melted chocolate and strawberries, and what we do next is take in a toothpick and try to collect the edges with it to make a shape of a bundle. This is gonna be so cute for small children. Last is a small splash of chocolate, and that's it. Now let's move on to finish this up with our last shape, where I used a big crepes, a little bit of whipped cream in the middle, as well as one medium-sized banana. Wrap it like you do when you're making a sandwich, then cover that with some lines of dark and white chocolate. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add a little touch of fruit. I used here the kiwi and the strawberries in the way shown. Okay, if this is your first time making crepes, you're gonna wreck the first 5 or 6. That's okay. Flour and milk is cheap. Well, flour is. Milk is expensive now. But anyway, give that a try. And that is, my friend, is fascinating slices of dessert, where we have these beautiful tender crepes and that gorgeous creamy fruity center with just that touch of chocolate, and of course both the crepes and the cream just absolutely perfect with the fresh strawberries and banana. I mean, for how easy the crepe batter and that filling is, the results really are spectacular and really a treat for all the senses except hearing. But you know, we could take care of that by playing some jazz nobody likes during the brunch. But anyway, whether you're making this for a special occasion brunch or not, I really do hope you give this a try soon. So if you liked my video, hit the like button, follow and share, leave me a comment so you can help me get more people to reach Latakian's Noor Kitchen. See you later!